7, 8, 9, 5, 8.
Please welcome the world's fastest man, Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt.
My name is Bolt. Usain Bolt. Family.
The main aim was to win 3 Olympics.
That one Beijing, that one London, and then I did it Rio now.
Usain, is there a runner that scares you?
No.
Usain Bolt of Jamaica is the fastest man on the planet.
Let's go.
August 21st, 1986, Usain Bolt was born to Wellesley and Jennifer Bolt in a small town in Jamaica, Sherwood Content, where life is far from glamorous, but the fertile land of Jamaica has a rich history of producing top-tier athletes and sports stars. This time, Jamaica unknowingly welcomed another legend who would redefine what it means to be a sprinter. Living in a small town, Usain's parents ran a grocery store to provide for him and his siblings. From the very beginning, Bolt was different, something special.
He's a type of person who doesn't sit down, he always keep moving. And then the doctor say he was hyperactive, too many energy, and he got to use it.
Usain's life started in a rough and tough rural environment, and he was a force of nature.
Playing in the dirt, walking on barefoot, walking in the rain, all these things.
It was free, we could just be wherever we want to go, whether to the river, to the, it was unrestricted.
Because of his energetic nature and upbringing, Usain's love for sports was natural, but he never wanted to be an athlete. Like most Jamaican boys, Usain's first love was cricket.
And I would definitely love to play cricket because it's a wonderful game.
But he was not meant to be a cricketer. In fact, it was his cricket coach who introduced Usain to sprinting.
Actually, he saw me running a couple of times. He said, you know what, let's try track and field and see how well you're doing. I tried and I did well.
Bolt's father also wanted him to go for athletics. Following his father's advice, Usain turned his back on his first love cricket at the age of 12 and decided to focus his energies on sprinting.
And when I got to high school, I had to choose between cricket or track and field. My dad said, I think you should try track and field, so I just went that way.
Teenage Usain wasn't just fast, he was a phenomenon. Under the guidance of Coach Pablo McNeil, a former Olympian himself, Bolt began training seriously. Training sessions were grueling, but the hardest part? Bolt's lack of dedication to training and learning techniques. He was too much reliant on his natural talent. But if you want to be great, talent alone is not enough. Perhaps the young beast didn't know this secret. However, with the passage of time, Usain's focus on the training increased, and he started taking the game seriously. And in 2001, he won his first high school championship medal. Jamaica had seen great runners before, but there was something different about Usain, something electric. The same year, representing Jamaica, Bolt went for a regional event, the Carifta Games, and returned with a silver medal. This was a great achievement for Bolt, as well as for his people. However, a bigger stage was waiting for Bolt. Aged just 14, Usain made his first appearance on the international stage, the 2001 IAAF World Youth Championships in Hungary. Bolt won the heats, but was eliminated in the semi-finals. Defeat didn't matter. Bolt proved that he had a huge potential as a sprinter. What he needed was professional training and continuous practice. Recognizing Bolt's talent, the then Prime Minister P.J. Patterson arranged for him to move to Kingston so he could train with the Jamaica Amateur Athletic Association at the Jamaican University of Technology. At the university, the seasoned coach, Fitz Coleman, helped Bolt refine his form and master sprint mechanics, transforming Bolt's raw, unadulterated talent into what would astonish the world at 2002 World Junior Championships in Kingston. At the age of just 15, Bolt was put in a 200-meter race against competitors 3 to 4 years older than him. With his personal best of 20.58 seconds, Bolt glided to the finals smoothly. However, in the finals, tons of expectations from the home crowd and continuous roaring made Bolt so nervous that he put his shoes on the wrong feet. Despite the pressure and nervousness, Bolt won the race in 20.61 seconds, becoming the world's youngest ever world junior champion in the 200 meters.
That was my first move. Salute to the crowd.
This was no ordinary gold medal win for him. Along with gold, Bolt brought home the dream, the hope to become an Olympic champion.
At what age did you start dreaming about being an Olympic champion?
After the World Juniors, really. I was 15. I ran in front of my home crowd, and the energy and the love that I got let me want to do more for my country, let me want to do more in track and field. And I was like, yeah, you know what, I want to be an Olympic champion.
And this victory was a turning point in the life of Usain Bolt. If I say this was the race that made him, I would not be wrong.
It was much easier moving forward after this, because then I kept telling myself, if I can win in front of my home crowd, I can win in front of anybody, you know what I mean?
It gave you the belief?
Yeah.
It is common for athletes who peak early to fade away, but not Usain Bolt. At the 2003 Carifta Games, Bolt bagged 4 golds, but this was not the only special thing. Despite the headwind of 1.1 meters per second, Bolt set a new championship record in the 200 meters with a 20.40 second finish, stunning the world-class sprinters. Fame arrived early, and with it, distractions. Soon, fast food replaced Bolt's strict diets. Basketball replaced sprint drills. There were doubts and questions. Was this the end of Bolt before the start? But then came the moment that silenced all doubters. And at the Jamaican High School Championships, Bolt shattered the 200-meter record with 20.25 seconds and the 400-meter record with 45.35 seconds. Marks that, to this day, remain among the fastest ever by a junior athlete. The rising star didn't stop here. He equaled Roy Martin's world junior record of 20.13 seconds in the 200 meters at the Pan American Junior Championships. The world had no choice but to pay attention. The 17-year-old Usain was no longer just a promising young sprinter. He was a phenomenon, dominating the junior circuit with a visible potential to shake the world of professional sprinters. Top athletic brands knew he was special, but it was Puma that made the boldest move. At just 17 years old, Usain signed his first endorsement deal with Puma, officially turning professional. It wasn't just about money. It was an announcement from Puma that Usain was the future of the track. Now, the question was whether Usain would live up to the expectations of his parents, fans, and sponsors. But then something happened that changed the worldview about Usain altogether. After turning professional, Usain's first test came at the Carifta Games, 2004. Stepping onto the track, he wasn't just another athlete. He was something special, carrying the hopes of a nation. And he delivered in spectacular fashion. Usain didn't just win, he dominated. He stormed to 4 gold medals in the 200 meters, 400 meters, 4 by 100 meters relay, and 4 by 400 meters relay, leaving his competitors gasping in his wake. Not only this, in the 200-meter race, he smashed the Carifta record, completing the race in just 19.93 seconds, signaling that he wasn't just another sprinter, rather a star to shine the brightest. But every rise comes with resistance. Bolt's journey wasn't a straight path to glory. When the 2004 Athens Olympics beckoned, Bolt was eager to make his mark. A leg injury hampered Bolt's way, and he was eliminated in the first round of the 200 meters with a disappointing time of 21.05 seconds.
That year he went to Athens and he didn't do well.
So disappointing and so depressing for young Bolt.
I know he was not going to do well because he was not on par with his training because of his sickness and so forth.
As the time passed, injuries started creeping in like shadows, and Bolt's hamstrings became a constant problem, limiting his full stride. Despite the injuries, Bolt kept pushing, determined to prove that his potential wasn't just hype. But with each setback, doubts began to whisper louder. Was he too fragile for the senior level? Was this gifted teenager destined to be a what-if story? The 2005 World Championships in Helsinki was supposed to be his chance to shine, and Bolt himself was very optimistic, stating, "I really want to make up for what happened in Athens. Hopefully everything will fall into place." But fate had other plans. Bolt qualified with runs under 21 seconds, but he suffered an extreme injury in the final, limping across the finish line in last place. For Bolt, it was a devastating blow. The boy, who had only known victory, felt the sting of a major failure on the global stage. But champions don't break. They bend, they adapt, and they fight. And Bolt, he fought with every fiber of his being. After the heartbreak of 2005, Bolt made a crucial decision, the decision to change his coach, and then Glenn Mills entered the picture.
I saw Glenn and I heard about his track record with other athletes, so I said I think he's the best person to deal with me. And he was calm. He's a nice person. He's calm and a lot of person who I can sit down and talk with and stuff. So I decided let's try this for a change. Yeah.
Mills wasn't just another coach. He was a master of refining technique, of turning raw potential into gold. The training sessions became brutal. Bolt had to relearn his mechanics, strengthen his core, and develop endurance to match his explosive speed. And most importantly, Mills drilled a new mindset into Bolt.
They see you run and they say, oh, it looks so easy, you really look effortless. But before it gets to that point, it's hard. It's like hard work.
By 2006, Bolt was starting to see the results of his transformation, but again, injuries. He suffered another hamstring injury in March 2006, forcing him to withdraw from the 2006 Commonwealth Games. And he could not return to the track until May. But when Bolt returned, he did what was a surprise for many, for Bolt himself too. At the Grand Prix in Lausanne, he ran one of his best initial 200-meter races, clocking 19.88 seconds. Though he only won a bronze medal, it was his new personal best and the sign that the young Jamaican was beginning to tap into his true potential. The same year, Bolt claimed a bronze medal at the IAAF World Athletics in Stuttgart and a silver medal at the IAAF World Cup in Athens. And by 2007, the pieces finally began to fall into place. The injuries were fewer, and Bolt's confidence was growing, and the world saw a glimpse of what was coming in the following years. The 2007 World Championships in Osaka became a critical moment in his career. While Bolt won a silver in the 200-meter, it was his first senior-level global medal. And more important than the medal was the fact that he had finally conquered the mental battle, and he was ready to compete with the best and in any format. Up until now, Bolt had been a 200-meter specialist, but in 2007, he wished to run in the 100 meters. But his coach was skeptical because of Bolt's poor starter and the habit of looking back at opponents during sprints. But Bolt was determined.
What made you convince Mills to let you run the 100? It was just a bet, bro. It was just a bet.
It was a bet?
Yeah.
A bet created history.
Yeah. Best ever runner ever.
Mills wanted Usain Bolt to run 400-meter race because he thought it would help him in 200-meter, but Usain wanted to start his new season with 100-meter.
Let's make a bet. Let me run 100 meters. If I run fast, I run 100 meters. If I run slow, I run the 400 meters.
Mills finally allowed Usain to run 100 meters, and in debut tournament, the 23rd Vardenoiania meeting, Bolt won the gold medal in a time of 10.03 seconds, and the rest is history. The silver medals from the 2007 Osaka World Championships ignited a fire within Bolt, pushing him to embrace his career with greater passion and determination. And he started the year 2008 with rigorous practice and victorious spirit. And the most important thing was that Bolt had conquered his mind, and his mental toughness had reached an unshakable peak, and he had a clear psychological advantage over his competitors at the Reebok Grand Prix, where he smashed a world record in 100 meter. This was Usain's first time when he broke a record.
At first, a little bit, not much, because I knew I had the potential.
With a new world record, now confident 21-year-old Bolt stepped onto the track at the 2008 Beijing Olympics.
I would say both, really. I'm doing good in the 200, really. I'm pretty much the best over 200 meters this year. And 100, I'm the fastest man in the world, so I have a pretty good chance of boiling.
With the crack of the pistol, the 100-meter race began, and within seconds, Usain Bolt turned the race into a spectacle, an unimaginable spectacle, 9.69 seconds, and Bolt had crossed the finish line.
this is a phenomenal achievement because no one really expected you to run that fast because you're a 200-metre specialist.
Yeah, to me, the 100, it's an honor to be the fastest man in the world, but to me, it's more important to be an Olympic gold medalist. So I'm just keeping cool and looking forward to the Olympics.
He did it despite his shoelaces untied and his celebration before the finish line. Otherwise, a scientific analysis by the Institute of Theoretical Astrophysics at the University of Oslo predicted a sub 9.60 seconds time. This victory was huge, but Bolt wasn't yet done. Just 4 days later, in the 200 meters final, he smashed another world record, Michael Johnson's 19.32 seconds record, by completing the track in just 19.30 seconds.
I mean, it was one of the most amazing races I've ever seen.
With his outclassed performance, Bolt baffled the world, and his performance was so good that he himself was shocked.
I'm still shocked, really. I was saying it wouldn't be possible after running 4 rounds.
After winning 2 golds and setting 2 new world records as a part of Jamaican team in 4x100-meter relay, Bolt won his 3rd gold medal with a new world record of 37.10 seconds.
Last month in Beijing, our next guest won 3 gold medals for Jamaica and set 3 new world records. Please welcome the world's fastest man, Usain Bolt.
The feat made him the first sprinter since Quarry to hold both 100 meters and 200 meters world records simultaneously, and also the first ever sprinter to break both records at the same Olympics. Bolt's groundbreaking performances were so impressive that his opponents started blaming him for using drugs, but all the accusations proved to be wrong and baseless. Success is not about hitting the target once, it's about proving you belong there, and Bolt did it at the 2009 Berlin World Championships. Bolt did what no one thought possible.
9.58! Smashing the world record! Unbelievable!
This time, Bolt was not shocked, rather confident.
I wouldn't say surprised because I knew that anything was possible.
After smashing the 100-meter, Bolt enters the 200 and comes with another gold medal and new unimaginable world record of 19.19 seconds.
He's the double Olympic champion and he's the double world champion.
Bolt 2 records are still, after 15 years, unbroken. Now, he was no longer competing against others. He was competing against time itself, and time was losing. Every journey has downs, and Bolt's was no exception. In 2010, Bolt suffered from an extreme lower back injury, which forced him to withdraw from the rest of the season. After treatments and rehabilitation for 6 to 7 months, Bolt finally returned to his competitive form in May 2011. But soon he had a notable setback at the 2011 World Championships when he was disqualified because of his false start in the 100-meter final. However, in 200 meters, Bolt left a memorable mark with a gold medal. And later in September, as a part of Jamaican team, Bolt also secured another gold in the 4x100-meter relay, this time also with a new world record of 37.04 seconds. Though Bolt won 2 gold medals, his performance was not what you would expect from the world's fastest man on the earth. And with the dawn of the year 2012, Bolt lost to the rising star Johan Blake at the Jamaican trials, not once, rather 2 times. This was unexpected, and critics began to question, was Bolt still the king of sprinting, or his reign was simply over? Bolt had the answer, but he decided to show. After hard training and practice, Usain Bolt entered the 2012 Olympics. There were huge expectations from Bolt, but at the same time, there were doubts. In the 100-meter race, Bolt exploded off, crossing the finish line in just 9.63 seconds, and the doubters completely silent.
There was a lot of doubters, but I silenced a lot of people now, so for me, I'm just happy and I was proud of myself.
But Bolt wasn't done with this. He had a greater plan. The plan to conquer the 200 meters. Crack of the pistol, Bolt took a long Tig leap. He crossed the finish line in just 19.32 seconds. As a custom of his career, Bolt also won a gold medal in 4x100-meter relay. And this time, the Jamaican team set a new world record of 36.84 seconds. With this feat, Usain Bolt became the first man in history to defend all his 3 titles. The 2012
to the semifinals, my legs felt sore. So I came out here and decided that, you know what, I don't want to try to overdo it and then I get injured and then I can't continue for the championships.
Despite the setbacks, Bolt recovered from injuries very quickly, and at the 2013 World Championships in Moscow, won 3 golds. Once again, in 100, 200 and 4 by 100 meters. After great victories at Moscow, Usain Bolt was hopeful for 2014, but injuries plagued his way once again, and he underwent a foot surgery to remove a bone spur. This surgery forced Usain to miss most of the season. But one thing was clear: if Bolt was in the race, he was to dominate. In the absence of Bolt, Justin Gatlin dominated sprinting and looked like the new king. At the 2015 World Championships, many thought Gatlin would dethrone Bolt.
Because he was running 9.7s every day, bro. I wasn't close to being ready.
But the Jamaican surprised the pundits when he clinched 3 gold medals, one after another, and each with an unmatched grace, sending a message: the king is still alive.
He is, without question, the greatest of all time.
It was great satisfaction because of the tremendous work we had to do in the last couple of weeks for him to get to this level.
This was a huge feat, but something greater than this was on the way: the 2016 Rio Olympics.
How much do you want to go out on top? I mean, you've already accomplished so much.
I'm going to do one more Olympics and then just retire.
Winning Olympics once is hard. Winning twice is rare. But winning 3 times? That is unbelievable. And that is exactly what Bolt did in 2016. In 100 meters, Bolt claimed the gold after completing the track in just 9.81 seconds.
It is one of the greatest athletic achievements of all time, if not the very greatest.
The next week, in 200 meters, Bolt blew off once again, winning another gold medal. Bolt was not yet done. As a member of Jamaican team, Bolt completed his gold triplete in 4 by 100. 3 gold medals for the 3rd time at Olympics. It was beyond impressive, something no sprinter had ever done before, and no one has done it since. No matter how great or long a journey may be, it eventually comes to an end, and Bolt's journey. It was no exception, and Bolt officially retired from sprinting in 2017. By the end of 2016, age and injuries had begun to take their toll, and Bolt's signature explosiveness wasn't the same, and his body was now struggling to keep up. Bolt's coach suggested that he retire because he had nothing left to prove after securing his 3rd consecutive Olympic triple gold. But Bolt wanted a final farewell on the global stage, so he decided to compete in the 2017 World Championships. He entered the 100-meter race in London, hoping to add 1 final gold to his legendary career, but a 3rd-place finish behind Justin Gatlin and Christian Coleman shocked the world. It was the first time in a decade he lost a race, and this was Bolt's last solo race.
And Usain Bolt in his final individual race.
Then, as scheduled, Bolt participated in the 4 by 100-meter relay. But just 50 meters in, Bolt collapsed on the track as a result of a hamstring injury.
Usain Bolt is limping down the track.
This was the last appearance of the legend on the track. Later on, during a farewell ceremony on August 13, 2017,
Usain Bolt said goodbye to sprinting.
With all this, an era, the era of Usain Bolt, comes to end.
Legend! Legend! Legend!